Thank you for joining us today for the webinar presented by Rachel Majors, who is our marketing business consultant at the Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center at the University of Arkansas. Today's presentation is Marketing Technology and Platforms to Invest in. We will be recording this video and it will be posted on our website shortly. And you will also receive the PowerPoint deck that you can refer back to for any and all information. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'd like to introduce Rachel.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for joining, everyone. Today, I'm Rachel Majors, marketing consultant through ASBTDC. And today we'll be discussing marketing technology and platforms, kind of same thing, to invest in for your small business. So first, just a little bit about ASBTDC. If you're not familiar, that stands for the Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center. We're located in Fayetteville, right off the square in Dixon. And so our centers assist all types of for-profit businesses. And businesses can come and get free one-on-one consulting throughout our different kind of departments and expertise through the center. So if you're not already a center client, you can go to sbtdc.uark.edu and request a consultation there. Just a little bit about me, the person behind the screen today. I have about 8 years now in digital marketing expertise, kind of started at influencer marketing, and that really launched me into a love for marketing technology and just understanding how we can really use technology and analytics and these tools that are provided for us to help us be better marketers and business owners, basically. So a lot of my marketing expertise is more in that back end realm of what can we save money doing, what can we optimize, what can we do organically first before we ever put any money into anything. I have been a marketing director for a local small business here and I'll kind of talk about that throughout this presentation today of like different applications we had for different marketing platforms, as every application is different for everyone. But I've been on the small business side. I'm a small business consultant, freelance for a while, work for a few different tech startups, retail brokerages. So I really love kind of the mix between B2B and B2C. Born here, moved around a lot and came back. So been back here about 10 years. My husband and Nick and I live in Fayetteville with our dogs, and we just love being outside and enjoy everything the Ozarks have to offer, especially right now in fall. And then, yeah, just overall general passion for helping small businesses. So really excited to be able to share this presentation with you guys today. So first, I want to be clear in our goals today. Today's goal is to introduce you to common marketing platforms that are often beneficial to small businesses. Like I said, every application will be different for every business. Small business is such a broad term. And so we'll get into that a little bit. It's more about prompting your thought processes for considering a marketing platform. I think as small business owners, you are often being pitched to by a lot of sales reps. You get advertising, you get all of these platforms in front of you, and it oftentimes seems overwhelming to understand what is important to choose and important to implement into your marketing practices. So that's what I really want to go over with you guys today is like, okay, if a solution is an option for me, how do I know that I actually need it and that it could actually be beneficial to my business and my team? And your budget overall, like things cost money oftentimes. So we'll talk about free platforms as well as some more paid and affordable options for small business marketing. And today's goal is not to sell you on any marketing platforms or technology. There's a lot of free options out there. There's a lot of things that you're already using that can be repurposed for your marketing efforts. So I am not trying to sell you on anything. I'm trying to give you reasonable options that could be beneficial. So first, we'll go over what you need to consider before investing in marketing technology or platforms. And that starts with determining what you really need. And there's so many factors in this, but there will always be endless choices as everything, especially COVID, really accelerated the digitalization of business, especially for small business, which was amazing. It allowed us to reach so many customers more quickly in ways that we never had before, but it just happened really quickly. So you might have found yourself working at your brick and mortar store. You maybe had a POS, you were posting on social media, and that was great. And that could have all changed during COVID, where you started implementing online and store pickup. Maybe you launched your e-commerce business to keep your business alive. Maybe you had to increase your marketing channels. Maybe you had to become the designer and the marketer and do all of the creative aspects. So we really find that COVID accelerated that and also allowed a lot of our small business owners to implement a lot of things that were maybe being pushed off before. So just understanding what's important in your marketing priorities and understanding how technology can help you enhance that is our first step here. So oftentimes when I'm consulting with clients and we're discussing a platform, and we'll get into the specific ones, but you need to understand who your target audience is and your customer. Who are you trying to attract? What are their habits? What do they respond to in marketing? And how are you trying to draw them into your business? That'll be a great identifier. Maybe you have an audience that does more traditional marketing. You're sending more flyers and doing more radio ads. The technology, you might need to track that and understand the impact. It's going to be totally different than someone who only relies on digital marketing outlets and maybe does all of their marketing through social media and email marketing. Also, what takes up the most time in your marketing? What do you feel stretched on? Is there something that you're forgetting to do or that takes your team a really long time? Oftentimes, I like to back up and just kind of think like, how could this be easier? There has to be an easier way. And that's when I will start seeking out a product or solution for a team. What do you feel the least comfortable with executing? As a small business owner, you have to own pretty much everything of your business. So what could be better served by a platform? Take a little bit off of your plate so that you could focus on other things. Technology can be really beneficial in that way. And in addition, like, what do you feel your weaknesses are in your marketing efforts? A weakness isn't a bad thing because we have strengths in so many different areas, but understanding where we might be falling back in an area can really help us understand where we might need a little outside help from technology. Do you have a team of people or even yourself who are working less efficiently? What gets pushed off time after time? What is your core sales channel? Are you mostly working online, in store, or a combination of both? That's a huge question and a huge consideration for marketing technology. What marketing channels are you driving traffic with? Are you using social media, email marketing, more word of mouth? Are you encouraging your current customers to go refer your business to others? How are you, what are your current efforts? And then how do you measure success? How do you measure failure? What are kind of those key metrics that you're paying attention to, where if they're up, it's great and we're excited. If they're down, that we start reconsidering maybe our efforts or our technology. So first, understanding our target audience allows us to understand where to prioritize your marketing efforts and your marketing technology needed to best serve that audience. So by doing a quick customer discovery, if you haven't started your business yet, this is really important just in general for all of your business planning and marketing planning. If you have already started your business and you have some data about your customer, we can kind of write some descriptions about who our current customer is and who our ideal customer is. Those can be different. Sometimes we want to attract a different type of customer than we currently are, and we could maybe adapt our marketing and our technology offerings for that. So if you have a very digitally savvy customer, we're going to need to be online more. We might need more social media scheduling tools because we find that we're trying to attract older Gen Z to millennial audiences, and we know they're on social. all the time. We know that we're going to need an Instagram post every day, and we know that we're going to need email marketing to stay top of mind. So we might seek out platforms to fit those needs. So by kind of outlining your target audience, you can start to understand what's important to them and how you can make it easy through your marketing and technology, your marketing efforts and your marketing technology to incorporate your product or service and business into their lives. And we'll send this deck out, and if you see anything underlined, it's a resource or an article that I think is helpful for the topic. So here, for example, the 7 ways to identify your ideal client is a nice little workflow that you can work through. And then another really important thing in this customer discovery is understanding what can easily turn a customer away in your marketing workflow. So I see this a lot with e-commerce, right? I am looking for a product, I'm on a website, and it's just a terrible mobile experience. Maybe I'm looking on my phone and I get through it. Okay, that's great. I check out my cart and they don't have Shop Pay, or I can't do Apple Pay. I have to go get my credit card from somewhere. I normally stop in that process and abandon my cart, or I'll say I'll save it for later. And so even just understanding, like, can your online checkout and your website and your POS like allow for additional payment options? That makes it really easy, because one step could make someone abandon their cart or change their actions in your marketing and your customer acquisition workflow. And then next we want to evaluate our marketing tactics. So understand what our organic digital strategies are going to be. And these can range. It really depends on your type of business, but from social media, email marketing, maybe you're doing more influencer and affiliate marketing, that might require some coupon codes that you use to track the impact of that. SEO, search engine optimization, and local SEO, which we often find is really important for small business owners. And we'll talk about Google Business in a minute, but that's a great source for local SEO. And then maybe coupons and discounts are a big part of your organic marketing strategy. So understanding what you're currently doing can then help you understand what technology we actually need to implement. If a certain marketing tactic is not in your plan, then you don't need a platform to help you manage that, So backing up, reconsidering, and then kind of asking you those questions that we went over before to understand where there's actually a need for a little bit of technology. And then in addition, consider if traditional tactics fit your demographic. So digital tactics are always going to be easier to analyze and understand the impact of, because there's normally some type of analytics, paper, digital trail that we can understand. Okay, someone clicked on this advertisement that I ran on Instagram, and then they went to my website, and then my Shopify analytics tells me that they bought from that. So I know a direct correlation from an ad that I ran to my checkout based on my website and the technology that I'm already using. Traditional tactics can just be a little harder to measure, but they are a great resource for a lot of businesses. So if you're using more like mailers, print advertising, radio, maybe you generate a coupon through your POS or your website that you have a code for that you put on these mailers so that you can start measuring the impact. If I use a code from a mailer that I get on your website, that gives you a little bit of a trail to understand, like, okay, 25% of these mailers might get used with this coupon, or whatever you're measuring for that campaign. And then your grassroots efforts, so referrals. This is important. You can measure this as well. Are you giving certain discounts to your customers who refer others? Word of mouth is free and extremely effective, and potential customers trust the opinions of real people. So having technology that supports this can be really important. So, for example, a customer leaves my business or service. I send them an automated email through my email marketing platform that says, "Hi, I hope you enjoyed your service today. I would love, to understand your positive experience through a 5-star Google review or whatever, you can leave that here. And I link out to my Google business. So then even through a more traditional transaction, I can get a review, I can follow up with them in email. And most of the time I can automate that process as well. So now we'll start getting into some of the technologies that we often find can be helpful for small business owners. A lot of small business owners might implement one of these. Some might implement none. It really depends. Most of the time you're using at least one marketing technology. And sometimes you might be using one platform or technology that encapsulates a lot of different areas of your business, which is always great. So starting with the CRM, or customer relationship management software, just helps you keep track of your customers through contacts, emails, and allows you to kind of help with that customer experience. So a CRM really varies based on the type of your business. So I would encourage you, if this is something that you currently have and you love your CRM, that's great. A lot of CRMs can also implement into other marketing platforms and technology. But most of the time our CRM works best with small businesses who have like a more service-based, or maybe you're like a property management company or run a lot of wholesale accounts. A CRM can help you just keep that data, understand when you need to send reminder emails, touch base with someone, follow up on a service invoice, send an invoice, take an order, something like that. So many businesses can use their point of sale or POS system as their CRM. It really just depends on your type of business. And then I included a resource here. So there are a lot of free or budget-friendly CRMs. It just really depends on your application and what you need it to integrate with. I worked at a small business that had a large, like, nationwide e-commerce business. So we used a website platform, and that was like more of our marketing channel, where we would collect customer emails and do our marketing emails through Squarespace, because that's where people were purchasing through. And then they used Pipedrive as a CRM to manage a lot of their wholesale accounts. And so the wholesale director would understand when a wholesale account made their last order, how it kind of tracks data about how often someone orders. You can send automated emails through that. So we kind of had a dual marketing strategy where we're using our website platform for our B2C customers, and then Pipedrive for our B2B wholesale customers. And then kind of in tandem, or can sometimes be a replacement, is your website or POS platform. And this is really important to consider first, what website or POS, and I'm kind of saying them at the same time because some POS systems can have a website option, like Square. I set up a Square site for a company when we had always operated in store, and we kept our customers from our POS separate from our online so that we could do really specific in-store marketing through them. So we understood that the customers we had in our Square POS database were our in-store people who had physically come to swipe the card. So like during COVID, we would run special pickup order deals, or we would email them about in-store specials and things that would not be relevant to our online nationwide database who physically cannot come in the store because they don't live in the area. So understanding how that plays in is really important. A few common website platforms we see through the center include Squarespace, Shopify, WordPress, Square, and Wix. It really just depends what you need. Shopify is probably the most common if you have like an in-store and online business, and they can make it pretty easy for a lot of transactions. And so just considering your website platform, like, what do you need? If you are a solely like informational website, then a WordPress might be fine, but maybe you don't have as much development experience and a WordPress site seems overwhelming. Squarespace can work. So kind of just back up and you can ask yourself these questions of, do I need e-commerce? Do I need in-store pickup? Do I need food and drink pickup orders? Maybe I'm a restaurant and something like Toast is going to work better for me than a Squarespace. Squarespace is not super functional for like food ordering. So I'm going to say this a million times through this presentation, but it really just all depends. And it's really important to research and understand what is important for your business here. Let's see. And then will you be using a POS platform that connects to your website? So Shopify, for example, I can run my website through Shopify and I can take online orders, and I can use that as my physical POS to use for transactions in my brick and mortar store. And if, those end up matching up, I can that makes it really easy for me to market to those customers. I can segment them between my online and in-store. I can start using data and the benefits of those tech platforms because they're syncing up. So anything we can do to simplify is always really great. And then, how comfortable are you with web development and making edits? Some of these platforms are going to be more friendly for people who don't have the budget to use a developer or want to build it on their own. Like WordPress is a really great site for informational websites and blogs, but you pretty much have to know how to code or use like a website builder plugin. And for some people who just aren't as familiar with building a website, that can be really, that can kind of be a hurdle for them. So sometimes like a Squarespace or Shopify might be easier to build on your own. And then, do you need to feature pop-ups or sign-up forms? Being intentional in these. Some of your website platforms will offer the option for pop-ups and sign-up forms. Other times, you might have to put a little bit of code on your website from your email marketing provider. It just really depends on the platform that you're using. A great tool, and I'm using it right now for my presentation, is Canva, which is kind of a content creation tool. I'm not a designer. I have very little design skills, and I'm able to go into Canva and do so much that I would never be able to do that I have tried doing in like Adobe Creative Suite, Photoshop, InDesign, any of that takes a lot of skill to use. I can do a lot of things in Canva through templates, and there's stock photos in there. I can remove a background. I can add my brand fonts when I'm working on something. So Canva is probably our most common marketing technology platform that our small business owners use. There's a free version, there's a pro, just depends on your usage. The pro opens you up to a few extra things. And it just really depends how you're using it. But this is really a great template for your social media post. You can make Instagram reels in here. You can make presentation decks. Maybe you're pitching to investors. You can really do anything that's like visually creative in Canva. Edit videos, so if you're not using Canva, I definitely suggest testing it out. You can upload like your brand kit. This might still just be available for Pro, but you can upload your fonts and your colors, and it makes everything really easy to stay in your brand guidelines as well, which I really appreciate. And I included a few resources in here. And then social media. I feel like social media is one of those things that you really have to love it and have a lot of passion around it to prioritize it. And that's where, like in my experience, when I've run social media accounts, Canva really helped me a lot because I really enjoy the strategy of social media and I understand what needs to happen, but sometimes it's hard for me to visualize a graphic or something or know what that needs to look like. So I would use Canva, create a graphic, and then I was mainly using Instagram and Facebook and sometimes like email marketing with Canva, but just understanding, what are those social media platforms that are important to you and your target audience. Normally we say that you can really only manage 3 platforms effectively at a time. So doing your research and understanding what you're going to prioritize with social media can also help you understand what social media scheduling tools you might need. So not every business needs a scheduling tool. It's mostly beneficial if you have a lot of content going out. If you're posting every single day, maybe you have a social media team, you might be doing multiple posts a day, you might be doing 5 stories a day. Like volume is often a good indicator that a social media scheduling platform could be beneficial for you. And just a few things that you would need to know is, what platforms will you be posting on and how many channels will you need? This just helps you in evaluating the technology later on, as some platforms like Later were built for Instagram and they added other social media channels later on, but it's more of a like visual platform, and some other scheduling tools are maybe better for LinkedIn and Twitter. So understanding where you'll actually be posting and the benefits of each platform is really important. Video is such a big play right now with algorithms. Like TikTok really inspired Instagram to lean heavier into Reels in their algorithms. So certain social media platforms don't post Reels as well, or to TikTok even at all. And so if those platforms and those elements and even stories are important to your social media strategy, make sure you're evaluating social media scheduling platforms that allow for the actual posting of videos. And then, do you want a mobile app, or do you want to do everything on your desktop? Not all of the scheduling platforms available have a mobile app version, and so sometimes it can be frustrating if you're like on the go and you're trying to schedule something. Just depends on your use occasions. Do you need shoppable links, a link in bio? Many of these scheduling tools now offer that. And then how many users will you need? That can often change your pricing tier. And then what is comfortable for your budget? There are so many social media scheduling tools now that we just need to understand what we actually need, who actually needs to be using it, so that we can kind of compare our top options and understand what pricing tier we actually need. And a few that we see come through the center a lot with our clients are Planoly, which is more a visual planning resource, and then Later, which now supports a lot of different platforms, but was originally built for Instagram. You'll see others like Hootsuite, Sprout Social. I included a list at the bottom, but there's a ton. You can also now post through Canva. If you're designing a graphic in Canva for Instagram, you can post it through the Canva platform, but you cannot schedule through Canva yet. So it just depends. Some people prefer to, have the graphics and video and everything on their phone and post natively to the social media platform, and that's great. And if that's your preference, go for it. I used to use a combination of, I would post some things natively through the app, and then I would schedule out a certain amount of things. So some things we cannot always schedule. We don't always know it's happening, and we'll have to do it natively, but it kind of helps take a little bit of that thought process out of social if we are a heavy user. Email marketing platforms is our next one to look at. So email marketing, we all get a lot of sales marketing emails every day, but it just allows you to communicate with your customers more regularly and allows you to schedule communication. So that's probably one of my biggest benefits for email marketing, is just the opportunity to schedule out and automate as much as I can. So whether that's through your POS or your website, or you're using a third-party platform like MailChimp or Klaviyo, Constant Contact, you can really automate a lot. So like your abandoned cart emails, if I leave something in my cart on Shopify and I don't come back, I might have an abandoned cart email ready to go that after, if I haven't come back to my cart after 20 hours, then you're going to send me a 10% off discount to try to get me to come back. There are like automatic discounts for certain things too. Like if you take your customer's birthday or something, you can send them an automated birthday message or coupon. So I really love to use email marketing to think of what I can automate and what I don't need to be thinking about all the time in email marketing. So kind of that, offense strategy, I guess, of like, what can I do first that I don't have to think about all the time, that let the system work for me. And then I can start thinking about more of an email marketing communication strategy of, okay, I think it works best for my customers to send a bi-weekly email reminding them of our products and services, or maybe you're running a special or you're having an event, you might send a one-off email, but it really allows you to communicate with a large amount of your customers at one time. And I thought these stats were important of just understanding. I think sometimes it feels like we get too many emails. And so oftentimes people are like, do I need to send more emails? I get so many marketing emails all the time. If you put thought and intention and value into your email, I think that you can help your customer understand the value, that when they see an email in their inbox from your business, they know that there's going to be something for them in it versus an email that they know is just kind of fluff. So I think keep that in mind of like, what is your intent to communicate with the customer? How can you provide value? And value does not have to mean a discount or coupon or something, but is it valuable information? Is an event that can create community? Are you doing something that benefits a special cause that people might connect with? Anything like that, new product launch, a sale that you're having. Email marketing is very effective leading up to the holiday season as well. Customers have so many choices about when to spend their dollars. So if you can stay top of mind and be a resource for them, then I think email marketing can be really effective. And just a few stats here that I appreciated was 50% of people buy from marketing emails at least once per month. And then 59% of respondents say that email marketing has influenced their purchase. So those are pretty strong. In addition to email marketing is SMS. So kind of in this realm of content marketing that I have really specialized in over the past few years is understanding that every customer is going to relate and react to a different type of marketing, right? So I might never check my email, but I am on a text. And if you text me something, I will see it over an email. And so for a lot of businesses, SMS marketing, text marketing might work really well for them. It could maybe even work better for email marketing. It's just understanding that data and understanding, where their customers actually respond to. You see a lot of businesses now run email marketing and SMS marketing in tandem. So just a decision to make. A lot of the times this can be paired with your email marketing or your POS provider. It just depends how you are going to integrate these marketing channels. And then a few third parties that are pretty common are MailChimp, Klaviyo, and then like through your POS, so Shopify, Square, Toast, those type of outlets. And then loyalty programs and discounts. I put this as a marketing technology because you have to create a discount in some way, generate it, and oftentimes it's through your website or your POS. And they're two different things. So loyalty program, I buy 10 coffees, I get my 11th free or whatever. And so if you want to do it through a digital platform, sometimes you will have to pay to add that on. Like when I was working in Square, it was an addition to create a digital loyalty program, which can, just encourage people to use it more. If I don't have to carry around a little card with me, and it just happens through the POS. And then I keep coming back because I know that if I keep buying coffees at your shop, then by my 11th one, I'm going to get one free. So I can help kind of allow customers to prioritize. But if a loyalty program is too expensive for your business and it doesn't fit into your business model, then it's not a good fit overall, So always think about what's comfortable to offer, what fits into your business. We never want to stretch anything because customers will react to a lot of different marketing tactics that might be a little lighter on our pockets. And then discounting, normally you don't need a special technology for this. You can run it through your website or POS. You can even have a paper coupon that you print out, but just always think about what is comfortable for your business and what your strategy for promotions and discounts are. So some e-commerce sites will run discounts all the time, and customers can come to expect a discount. And many small business, and then in tandem to that, like many small businesses might only run a sale on Small Business Saturday after Black Friday. And so just communicating that, understanding what's comfortable to your business model, your team, and your revenue is really important, but something to think about. And then getting to free tools and platforms. So this is really where I have encouraged my clients to focus in. I love free, and as small business owners, we love free. So these are just a few tools that are really important and can just kind of run in the background. So Google Search Console is one of the first ones. This is where we need to submit our website to Google to be verified, crawled, and show up online. So if you don't think that your site has been submitted, you can go to the link that I have there and you can submit it there. It's very easy. It takes you through a walkthrough process. If you've worked with a developer or someone, they might own your Google Search Console account. So it just depends. But this is really important. If you don't submit your site to Console, then Google doesn't know that your website exists. And through Search Console, one, it's the findability. We need to show up online when someone tries to search for us. And then secondly, it can help us understand our search engine optimization efforts. So we can see that they're called queries in the platform. We can see what keywords people are actually using to find our business. And then through a combination of other free tools like Google Ad Keyword Planner, or even just the related searches on a regular Google search, can kind of help us understand like our strategy for keywording and how people see our business, and some of the language that we probably need to be using in our marketing. A paid tool that I use is called SEMrush. So if you are running like a major e-commerce business and all of your business is coming from online, and you know that SEO has to be a main tactic for you, sometimes in some of that planning, a paid tool could help you with that strategy, but it's not always necessary. There are plenty of free tools out there. It just takes a little more learning and resourcing to understand your SEO plan. And then Google Analytics 4, this is something I encourage everyone to have installed on their website. It just measures traffic coming to your website. So this is really important for agile marketing, to understand where people spend time on your site, what pages are driving traffic, any pages with low engagement, high engagement, how people are finding you. So your acquisition of, okay, I know that 50% come from organic, 40% come from direct. Like you can start understanding even how your marketing efforts relate through your analytics, which is really important. Totally free to install. And if you previously had a Google Analytics, a universal analytics account, they have retired that, and you will need to go install Google Analytics 4 code and start that property for your website. So that's a really important one. And a few of the website providers allow you to just like copy and paste your Google Analytics ID in there, and makes it super easy to track your traffic. And then Google Business is a great source for local SEO. So you're on your phone and you're searching lunch near me, and those top little cards at the top show up and it says Hugo's, Tiny Tim's, and then it'll say like view more businesses. Those are the Google Business listings. Also, what you see show up in like Google Maps, it's Google Business. So it's totally free. Even if you do not have a physical location, like maybe you're a CPA who runs your business from home, you can have an account and you can hide your location. So they just need an actual address to send a verification card to, but really helps put you in those near me and more like regional searches, and makes it really easy for people to find you. And then another resource that I really like is the Page Speed Insights test through Google Developer Tools. So you can put this is a link in the deck, but you can put your URL in there and it will kind of diagnose any issues that it's seeing on your website. So I put this as a marketing technology tool because a lot of the times, if there's a lot of issues with our website, that can really turn people off. So like site load time. If a site is taking 15 seconds to load, I'm probably going to abandon it and just go Google and find something else. So that test will show you like these images are too heavy and it's weighing your site speed down, or XYZ needs to be optimized for mobile. So that can be a really powerful tool that can just help your users have a better experience, which is always what we're going for in marketing. And then, of course, we have to mention AI tools. So ChatGPT is probably the most like common one right now. And then you've probably seen some of the AI image generators. So I have been using ChatGPT as a resource for like ideation, or something I've written, I might need to edit it down, or maybe I'm looking for different words or different versions of something. But I really advise against using it just for like copywriting, because any content that comes out of an AI source is not unique. And so we always want to make sure that our content and our copy is matching up with our brand language and tone, and that we are editing that with our business in consideration, because AI tools don't know our business. They don't know our customer. They are using information that already exists in the cloud to spit out, a generated response, basically. So I really do like it for editing and content ideation, asking it random questions. It's just important to be aware that any information that you put into an AI tool like ChatGPT is being used to train the AI tool in general. So we never want to put in proprietary information or business data, because like you never want to upload a financial report or have it help you with your accounting, or like special customer reports that has identifying information, because anything that gets uploaded can train the system and could be delivered to someone else eventually, basically. And then next, we just want to make a plan and invest. So you might go and evaluate your current marketing technologies after this presentation and think that maybe you're spending money on some platforms that you don't even use, that you don't need. And that's great. Like, we always want to simplify things. Maybe there's a few things that you thought about during this presentation that you want to go research and understand if it could help you do marketing more efficiently. So investing is not always spending money. Investing can be our time and understanding where we need to make certain decisions in our marketing business. So I always advise to start small and scale up. I do not think you need to spend a ton of money on technology for your marketing to be effective, but having an understanding of your actual needs is your first step. And then if you have a team, it might be good to poll them about their needs, what could help them be more efficient. There might be something that comes up that you don't know is happening that could free up 5 hours of time on someone's week. That marketing technology, say you spend $15 a month on something that helps really free up your time, then that could be a really meaningful investment. And then evaluate a comfortable budget. What makes sense for your business? And then, don't be afraid to trial a few different platforms or change them up. I think probably the ones you don't want to change very often are like your CRM and website, just because that becomes a pain and you're transferring data all the time. So be really intentional on those. But sometimes you might find that you are using a certain email marketing platform that you don't really like that much, or that takes too much manual effort, and you want to try something else out. So really just depends, but there's so many options out there, and every offering will benefit different businesses in different ways. And then if we have any questions, I'm going to check the chat and Q&A really quickly. I see a question of, will there be a link to a recording? And Julie answered that. Julie's been working in the chat. If anyone has any content questions or marketing technology that you want me to address, we can do that.
There was one for someone that had to come in later due to work that you did answer, but go ahead and answer it again. And they say, I like Google Business. It's a nice feature. Do you know if they have figured out a way to allow businesses whose primary function is online for now to list without giving the address?
Yes. You have to list it to get verified. And so then once you verify your account, you can choose to hide your address. Basically, it's just a little feature in the account. I can include a resource for that in our follow-up as well. And it does, in tandem to that, like if you do have an online only business, or you might have like a mobile business that doesn't have a physical location, it does matter what category you pick. So we just had like a mobile eventing booth come through, and they had originally set it up as like a venue, but a venue denotes a physical location. And so Google would not verify until they showed them where this thing was set up all the time, where they just needed to pick a different category of like parties and event services, and then they could be verified. So that is one consideration, but I will follow up with an article about that.
Okay, and just to repeat again, this presentation will be on our website at sbtdc.uark.edu. I'll have it up by tomorrow. That way you can refer back to it. Also, you will receive an email with Rachel's PowerPoint deck. Again, another great resource to refer back to. On our website under resources, this will be in the marketing and web resources. This, along with other presentations by Rachel and other marketing folks that work with us. So there are a lot of resources on that page, and I would encourage you to take a close look at those. Also, you will be receiving a survey request in your email. Please, if you have the time, fill that out for us, because it helps us plan future programming and gives us great feedback on this and other presentations. So we really appreciate your time when you take the time to do that. Any other questions for Rachel? If you'll just post them in the chat, we'll get to them before we close. Let's see, there's one in the Q&A. Oh, it's just a thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, if there are no more questions, I'll let Rachel have the last word, and we will be finished for today.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your time, and we will see you in some of our courses next year. Have a good one.
Thanks for participating, everybody.
Bye.